So Run All Night's about Liam Neeson. He's this drunk deadbeat that used to be a hitman. And so because of that, he's haunted by his past and pretty much has no friends. Even his son wants nothing to do with him. The only person that still kinda cares for him is his former boss, played by teen heartthrob Ed Harris. So one thing leads to another, and to save his own son, he has to shoot Ed Harris's son. And so Liam Neeson and his son, played by Joel Kinnaman, are on the run from like everything, all taking place in one night. So when I first saw a trailer for Run All Night, I thought this movie was gonna be awful. This was going to be the movie that was gonna kill Liam Neeson as an action star. We were kind of already getting sick of seeing Liam Neeson as the same character, and I thought Run All Night was gonna be the final nail in this coffin. What Tammy did for Melissa McCarthy is what I thought Run All Night would do for Liam Neeson. And I'm here to report that Run All Night isn't half bad. This movie is very flawed, and I will delve into that later, but yeah, I thought this movie was pretty entertaining for the most part. The thing I like most about Run All Night is that this is Liam Neeson's most vulnerable action character yet. You could argue that his character in Non-Stop was also a drunk deadbeat, but this character had more substance to him. You can just tell that this guy's past is just eating him up from the inside. You just feel so much despair in his character. It's just a guy with one last attempt to just do something right in this world. I love the interactions between Liam Neeson and Ed Harris. You definitely do buy their friendship at first. They're talking about the good times, they're laughing. It's really like the only time that Liam Neeson seems to have joy, when he's around Ed Harris. I think the director did a really good job of building up their friendship and then knocking it down. And then I love the tension they built between Neeson and Harris after Neeson kills Harris's son. I loved Ed Harris's facial expressions too after his son died. He looks like a man defeated because now his son is gone and has to end his friendship with Liam Neeson too. So good job, Ed Harris. Then we also get a good supporting cast from Joel Kinnaman, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Common. In a world where 50 Cent and Ludacris are trying to be actors, it's good to know that there's at least one fairly decent rapper actor in Common. Seriously though, Ludacris and 50 Cent, please stop acting. And if we're talking about people who should stop acting, Ronda Rousey. I have now gone on a tangent. Back to the review. I love the fact that the majority of the movie takes place over one night. It really makes the stakes higher for the movie because of the fact that there is no time to spare whatsoever. Now on to the negatives. Some people might find this nitpicking, but I have to bring it up. The editing in this movie is horrendous. I'm not even talking about the action scenes. I mean scenes of dialogue are poorly edited. It cannot stay with the one shot for more than 3 seconds. It has to cut. It just really bugged me throughout the movie. And the shaky cam. Oh my god, the shaky cam. So pretty much for action movies, when you use shaky cam, it's for the action scenes to make it more realistic, like in the Bourne series. But the shaky cam in the action scenes aren't even the worst part. It's the shaky cam during just normal, regular scenes. You'll just see shaky cams of like people just walking down the street or something. You don't need to put shaky cam in scenes of people just walking. This movie is also ridden with cliches. The first scene in the movie is Liam Neeson in this predicament, and then it goes back into a flashback and says 16 hours earlier. We've seen that thing time and time again. And then there's another one where the bad guy is about to give this guy a hug and then just stabs him in the back. And so there were many times where I found the movie a bit predictable with their cliches. But the biggest flaw I have with this movie is that it is just way too crowded. You first have Liam Neeson and Joel Kinnaman running away from Ed Harris and his goons. And then there's also Vincent D'Onofrio, who's a cop also trying to stop Liam Neeson. And also Common is a hitman that's trying to stop Liam Neeson. And then there's also this friend of Joel Kinnaman and Joel Kinnaman's family that you have to remember. The movie really felt messy and jumbled with all these characters and subplots they try to fit into it. And you can see in the poster that like Common has fourth billing and his face is on the poster. His character was cool and all, like he was this cool sharpshooter and he has this cool like red laser gun, so you know it makes it like more accurate. He only shows up for like 3 scenes and only has like 10 lines of dialogue. Seriously, you could go back and see that Common has like 10 lines of dialogue. Is that really worth having your face on the poster and fourth billing? But overall, I do like Run All Night. It's very entertaining as an action movie. Joel Kinnaman and Liam Neeson have a good relationship and good characters, and Ed Harris does make a good antagonist, but the story is convoluted and does have cliches. And there are technical parts of the movies that are really poor. I also thought the lighting and cinematography for this movie was also bad. Like, there would be lens flares for like no reason. If you're looking for a decent action movie and looking for something to do, I can recommend Run All Night. I'll give it the 3 out of 5 reels. What did you guys think of Run All Night? Make sure to comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit me up on Twitter at my website, brendanhasablog.wordpress.com. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Brendan Weissman. Peace!